All right, now I'm really excited to introduce you to Evie Joy. At just under 5 feet tall, this Manhattan multi-instrumentalist uses her ukulele, named Ed, a keyboard, bass, and multiple percussive instruments, along with a loop pedal, to build vocal and instrumental arrangements in live performances. She also has a comedic genre that she performs called ukulele rap. Joy gets the crowd laughing alongside her by adding funny one-liners in between verses. She says there's a sadness in everything, but that's where we should find humor. Joy credits her foundation in operatic vocal training and jazz performance experience, and was a recipient of the Johnny Mercer Fellowship. For those of you who don't know who Johnny Mercer was, he co-composed the song Moon River that I feel like pretty much everybody is aware of, along with Henry Mancini. So Evie, I'm so happy to welcome you today. How has your day been going? Are you really excited to join us today for this end of day wrap up?
Yes, can you see me?
There you are. If you want to stop sharing the screen, there we go.
Cool.
Awesome.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm so happy to get to meet you.
Thank you. I'm so glad to meet you as well.
We're so happy to have you here today. Is there anything that you'd like to kind of tell our audience before we get started? I know we're going to talk. We're going to do some questions for a little bit and then let you go in and play. But is there anything else that you'd like to share with our audience before we get started?
I mean, we can lead right into it. And I think what I'll talk about will just lead into the music as well. So I'm an improviser, so hopefully.
Awesome. All right. So can you share with us a little more about you and your career journey so far? Reading your bio was absolutely amazing. And obviously we can't fit everything into it. So yeah, why don't you share a little bit more about yourself with our audience?
Okay, cool. So I am a multi-instrumentalist and a singer-songwriter. And I've always used tech as a way to support my music goals and career. And so that's kind of always been something that I did. I started with opera. I moved on to musical theater and songwriting because I realized that I didn't want to fit anybody else's idea of who I was supposed to be. I'd rather make that for myself. And as time has gone on, most recently I won the New York Women's Fund's grant, and I'm producing a documentary on love, so basically, it's a documentary on love's evolution today, featuring unconventional couples and relationship scientists and gender experts that urge you to reevaluate your idea of what love is and how you tend to get into relationships.
That's wonderful. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting.
Thanks.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about, your musical background, but what really inspired you to become a songwriter and a comedian? I love the idea of telling your own story and not really being beholden to what someone else thinks you should fit into. But how did that come to fit in, especially the combination of songwriting and comedy? Right.
So songwriting, they all kind of came together in different ways. I was always kind of comedic to make everybody else feel better. It started all with a family tragedy. We all come from a hard place kind of. And then I would be the humorous relief for the entertainment. And then as life went on, I never intended to do music on my own so much. It was more something that I realized you can't it's harder to make music now as a band, to make money doing music as a group than it is to do it solo. So I started learning all the instruments probably 2011 was when I really started to get seriously into different instruments so that I could kind of support myself in that venture. And the songwriting I was always a poet. I loved writing. And as life goes on, things are just so serious. You get sick of standing up there and being a wallflower. So I started saying things. Maybe it was also because at bars, people weren't listening. And then I would bring out this raunchy, maybe a little bit song that questioned people's ideas of what they thought things should be like, or it was also relatable. And people really liked it. I would get people's attention, little me by myself on the stage. And suddenly everybody wanted to listen. And I was like, oh, I've always liked comedy a lot more because people feel a lot better. Not that I avoid the other types of songwriting. It's just, I really do enjoy that a lot. I think people enjoy
different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, there's a lot of people that can learn to play instruments. There's a lot of people that can learn to write songs, but that having that gift for combining it with humor is rare, in my opinion. I mean, I know comedy and songwriting is something that I find very appealing. Going back to Stephen Lynch when he was doing this 15 years ago, But now we've got more people in songwriting coming up. I'm thinking of like maybe Bo Burnham or Lil Dicky that are coming into these genres, various though they might be, from a place of humor. And it really, it lends itself to not only expanding your reach for as far as your audience goes, but it also helps you explore these topics, right? Because most people rely on humor to get through really hard things. And I absolutely love that idea.
Yeah. It's also honest. It's incredibly honest. People can relate to honesty more than you think. You might think that you're a weirdo or that you do this thing that nobody else does, or that why have 3 of your boyfriends been gay after they dated you? Like, why? Like, that's some of the songs that I write about, like, you're not alone, I had a lot of arm hair growing up. It's fine, like, I don't know.
I'm really glad to know I'm not the only one with several gay ex-boyfriends on my track record. No, that's absolutely wonderful. Okay, so as you were really like developing your musical style and understanding, kind of where your inspiration comes from, are there any songs that are really like still impactful to you, either newly impactful or songs that you have loved and cherished for a long time?
Oh my goodness, that's so hard. No, songs that are like deeply impactful to me would have to be, recently Sarah Bareilles like paired with, I don't know what his name is though, and they did this new song that's out and it's all about togetherness. Wonder. It's called I Wonder. And I don't remember what the main artist's name is, but it's a beautiful song about how we're all feeling disconnected from our bodies. That's been a recent thing that really touched me. Like, I cried when I watched it. I was like, that's how I feel. Like, you feel like no one hears you, especially when you're stuck inside all the time, And so I really like that. But Carole King obviously was my first person that I really listened to on repeat.
That's absolutely amazing. I love all the references too. Sarah Bareilles has always been one of my faves. I had the supreme luck to get to see her in concert in like this tiny dive bar in college, and it was so great. It was wonderful. All right, so we've talked about how you're a multi-instrumentalist. Can we talk about the different instruments you play? And I'm personally interested to hear like how young you were when you started learning these, because I've gone through piano, flute, and guitar over the years, and I play none of them now. So, how did this start for you?
So voice was always what I did. I did voice. I studied voice. I sang everywhere that I went. And I always kind of self-taught myself piano. My dad was a pianist, but he was also a computer scientist. That's how I got into computers as well. But he would just give you things and say, learn it. You know what I mean? And so I, out of maybe the boredom of living on a farm, would like play with the piano and sing with myself. I never thought I was a songwriter though. That just like developed later. And then the instruments, I think it must have been like 2010 or 11 that I got my first ukulele. My parents hid it around the house with little clues on where to find it. It was so cute. And I played that and I was like, oh, this is so much better than the guitar. Because I'm so small, carrying the guitar around was like, with an amp and everything, and the ukulele was so much easier. And then I was like, oh, there's all different kinds of ukuleles. You could have one that's deep and you can restring it so it sounds like a guitar. Don't tell anyone. And then I have like a bass over here. And then I like to loop things. So I'll lay down a bass track and then I'll lay down like maybe some piano on top, and then I can sing and put little harmonies. And so that's kind of what I do. I like to create a live accompaniment. If you've seen like Ed Sheeran ever live, he does like a live setup with his own accompaniment. So you have like an imaginary friend band. You don't feel so alone.
No, I love that description, right? It's that imaginary friend band, because you're able to create these different sounds, layer them, get them to repeat so that you can support yourself. You can become that one person, that one man band. All right. So you said you started this fairly young. Is there any advice that you would give to your younger self looking back on, your career, your personal journey? Anything that you would say to that younger you?
Man, I would say like, learn to sit still. Love yourself no matter what. It's okay. Like, it's okay to sit still. It's okay. Like, meditation has helped me hugely. And you need to just love yourself. The time we look back at yourself 10 years ago at how thin you were, and then think about that. Were you happy then with how thin you were? Probably not. And I remember, like, I was always critical. You will always be critical. So just move through it. You know, like I have a good poem because there's a pineapple tattoo on my arm with like flowers on the inside. And the poem is, a pineapple takes 2 years to grow, sometimes more. So have faith in you because you're all you know. Have faith in process because it's all progress. Just try to go with the flow. As we grow, we bloom from within. Remember you're blossoming even when you can't see the fruits of your labors. Still, keep a thick skin. Always stay sweet. Make yourself your favorite person to meet. It's about you. Everybody else matters, just not as much as your opinions do.
I absolutely love that. I'm very, very simpatico in the idea of, you know, you are going to be with yourself your entire life. Mm-hmm. Make it time that you enjoy spending, because otherwise this life is going to be a lot longer than you want it to be. So yeah, completely love that. All right, in the couple minutes we have before we launch into what I've been looking forward to most, can you tell us a little bit more about where we can follow you, where we can learn more about what you're doing, all that good information we love to share with our audience?
So if you go to Evie Joy, EvieJoymusic.com, or if you go to that on Instagram, you can follow, and if you subscribe on the website, I'm going to be putting out a whole bunch of information about the documentary that will be coming out. And also in 2 weeks, on July 28th, a song called On Repeat about the bad relationships that we just kind of tend to go back into over and over again because they feel so good. That is coming out in 2 weeks, and you can pre-order it next Wednesday. So that's called On Repeat. So exciting.
I can't wait to hear it. That's going to be absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Okay. You have a lot to share, and obviously, you know, the music is why we brought you. So what would you like to start with?
So I'm thinking that I might start with a love song that I wrote a long time ago, unless you want to hear some comedy. And I'm wondering if maybe that's, you know, and it's a love song too. I'm into love, if you cannot tell.
Hey, it makes the world go round, right?
Hey. And during the pandemic, it was hard to find love. So what if a plumber was where you found love? Just a question. That's what this song is about.
Excellent.
All right. Should I just go off with it?
Take it away.
All right. I keep wishing you just take it off. I have my imagination, but it's just not enough. And I know that it sounds wrong, but you've got too much on. I want to see you wild and free. The first time you came, I learned your name and about your stellar plumbing skills. And while it felt so draining, you said at least it paid the bills. And as you pump my kitchen, you vent that you're a musician. And you turn your back, and I notice there's no crack. You think, you see so much pressure here, and I say, you say you have to flush it out, but I'm flushed right now. So it comes out way too fast, and I say that I can't help but wonder what your mouth looks like when you smile. I won't tell no one if we take our mess off for a while. And if hindsight's 20/20, then I'm not a visionary. It's all a blur, but one thing's true. I could see myself with you. I've called you for the 5th time in a row. It's too often in 1 week to plunge a toilet bowl, I know. You suggested a doctor who could help with IBS. Now I have to find a way out of this mess. I feel my heart sinking as you walk to the door. And I need to buy some time, but I could fall through the floor. Cause it comes out way too fast when I say, wait, do you smell gas? Oh, and I'm stuck on what's under, and I can't help but wonder what your mouth looks like when you smile. I won't tell no one if we take our masks off for a while. And if hindsight's 20/20, then I'm not a visionary. It's all a blur, I said my knobs work fine, but hey, now you've insisted I can only do so much to fix my garbage disposal. When all I'm dreaming of is a plumber's proposal. And I can't help but wonder what your mouth looks like when you smile. I won't tell no one if we take our masks off for a while. And if hindsight's 20/20, then I'm not a visionary. It's all a blur, but one thing's true. I can see myself with you.
That was amazing. I can totally hear the Carole King influence as well as Sarah Bareilles. That was great.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a new song, actually. So
yeah?
Yeah, you can't find it anywhere yet. I'm sorry, but you're the only ones that have heard it. So.
Oh my God. Yeah, the comments jumping off in the chat are insane. Rachel is loving it. Samaya said she's hilarious and melodious at the same time. I absolutely can't agree with them strongly enough. That's so great. All right. So do you have another song you'd like to share with us?
I absolutely do. And what I will say is, so in case you're wondering what this documentary is really about with love, it's kind of about the idea of amatonormativity, which is the idea that we all have one idea of love, which is false, right? There are many different kinds of love, and there can be different kinds of family too. And with the way our climate is, it's okay if you choose not to have kids. It's okay if you decide to be an allo parent. You mentor kids in your community. All of these are options, you know, like, and people shouldn't feel like they have to subscribe to anybody else's social norm. It's you, it's what you feel like. And so like, now that we know that men and women are more similar than different, the executive functions of the brain are pretty much the same. That leads us to problems with dating. How do we approach dating, right? And we think, okay, it's this passionate thing that strikes you and it's maddening, but actually, it's something that needs to be thought about a lot more, because when you interview and when like social scientists interview expert couples that have been married for more than 15 years or just together for more than 15 years, those couples are predominantly 83% best friends and egalitarian. So what that means is they're equal in that role. So the documentary will like show you different models of different people so that you can feel a little bit better about that. And also our culture really values independence, but it still values this age-old idea that love should complete you, when really two people should have their independent sense of self. And when you have that, these expert couples form this self-expansion, which is this duality of identity, and you still maintain your own. It's very important that people understand this, you know, because you have to, in order to get down the road of independence, it is so helpful to have somebody by your side that you can depend on and that will support you. Love should be a secure thing. And we need to start valuing this, because within 1 to 2 years, love evolves to companionate from passionate. Not that the passion goes away, it waxes and wanes. So just an idea so that you can know what you're getting into. All these different myths, we're going to like combat that with different ideas, like a couple that's been married 9 times, a couple that has 9 kids, a couple that biologically engineered their children. Let's take a look at these options, you know, like, and why and how it could look for you.
Carole, you are speaking my language. I absolutely love that. No, and I think you're right. I think it's really amazing to take a look at, you know, both the traditional view of love, right? The heteronormative, cisgender, really kind of narrow, you know, lines that we've had drawn forever about, you know, this is what love looks like, and this is, you know, the specific order that you do things in a relationship and whatever. And getting to look at that from different perspectives and see like, no, and it's not that you need to like throw out everything from, you know, that traditional background or, you know, what people want to think of as traditional.
You can have traditional roles.
Yeah.
Equal.
Pick what works for you. Pick what makes you both better people. You know, pick what helps you and helps you become a better person in the world.
Exactly. And everyone deserves a good relationship. So if you're not in it, go find it. Don't be stigmatized. Don't feel like divorce is a bad thing. Go. Yeah. It's better for everyone, even the kids. Scientifically.
Yes. Oh, yeah. All right. So what do you have a song that plays into this or something you'd like to share? Or are we going in a completely different direction?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that old love song. It's called Verbatim. It's still under my old name, which was Evangeline Joy. If you do want to look for it, you can find Verbatim on Spotify. This is called Verbatim. It's about when you can't find the words to say how you feel about somebody. I have a way with words. My vocab has surveyed terms. This is not one of them. I have superlatives. The helling can explain how I'm feeling. I lost my expressiveness. What gerundial phrase can I use to explain what's happening to me? What possessive noun could I find written down to help me gain some ground? Let's start with sounds. You, yeah, I love you. Why couldn't I find from the start these little words in my heart? Just say what you mean to me. You aren't as safe as my words, not as immutably secure. At least I don't know where to start. You give me premature ventricular contractions that cause my heart to have these palpitating reactions. I can't stay, and you're to blame. Yes, it goes without saying. You, yeah, I love. Rap breakdown. I hope you can keep up closed captioning. I'm conjecturing every word within rhetoric for a lexeme that's practically prehistoric. Just sleep with this words and suppose of the balls like compounding my scandalous of ineffables. You repeat my locution, my normal nuances, and induces sequential chemical responses. I see you freeze like the day after tomorrow. Heels are so high they tap Kilimanjaro. My frontal cortex of my brain just shuts down. Or transmitting so much dopamine I could drown. This is multiplied, then a trickle of quick until I have as many hormones as McDonald's chickens. A waste to define this determined psychosis. Heart melting brain with the simple prognosis of a distinct unscored near being ultimatum. The answer to this vertigo was verbatim. I love you.
Oh my gosh, the call out to the closed captioner was fabulous.
I was watching him type and I was like, good job. And then I was
oh
like,
yeah. They had you for a while. I think then they ended up going with rap in parentheses. So, you know, no shade to the closed captioners. We're all doing our best out here today. Man.
I really tried to get you a little. Sorry.
That was good. That was good. Okay, so we have about 4 minutes left until the end of the day. One of the questions I actually wanted to ask you, it's like, you know, somewhat selfishly, what is your favorite instrument that you use? Is, you know, it might be one that's more fun for you internally versus, you know, in performance, but yeah, what's your favorite? Your voice?
It's my voice.
Yeah.
If I was to lose my voice, I know that's not a great instrument to say, I guess, but
no, like it absolutely is. It absolutely is.
It soothes me. It heals me. I feel like when I've sung to people in hospitals, like I feel like I can heal with my voice. Like that's my gift. I'm a bearer of good news. That's what Evangeline means, my full name.
Yeah. Well, and it's so true, right? You know, music really, it brings people together. It can evoke all these emotions. It has such power. And if I sounded anything like you do, I would be singing constantly all day, every day. As is, I mostly just sing when only my dogs have to hear me. But yes, it's absolutely wonderful. So I just want to say a huge thank you for coming on with us today and sharing your gift. It's so absolutely amazing. All right, do you want to run us out with a song? We've got about 3 minutes left. I don't want to put too much of a crunch on you.
No, sure. I'm just going to choose a shorter one. I was going to loop, but if I loop, it might be a little longer. So I'm just going to do a song about when you're moving on to something better, you got to leave something else behind. It's that bittersweet feeling. This is called Happy, and it is sarcastic, but not funny, unfortunately.
All right, let's take it away.
This will be coming out in about 2 months. I'm so happy that you're gone. I'm so happy because I know that this is how it's meant to be. For you and me. And I'm so glad you were untrue. I'm so glad just to be one instead of two, because I know the love I felt cannot make up for what you put me through. I know I feel it, can't pretend that I had wanted it to end. I cried, baby, baby, someday I won't see your face in passers-by and want to cry, and baby, someday I won't breathe the scent of cigarettes and not be able to forget. Someday soon I'll take my heart back just for me, maybe. And I'm just thrilled to be alone. I'm just hanging out all on my own, because I know that I can't disappoint myself when I'm not the one changing. So it's perfect that you didn't change my mind. It's great that you just didn't waste my time, 'cause I might take you for more than you are. We both know that love is blind. I know I feel it, can't pretend that I had wanted it to end. I ache like maybe, baby, someday I won't see your face in passers-by and want to cry, and maybe, baby, someday I won't breathe the scent of cigarettes and not be able to forget. And maybe, baby, I will hear Bohemian Rhapsody and forget how we sang through the streets of Queens. Maybe, baby, I won't think of every word you ever said and wonder what it means. Someday soon I'll take my heart back. Ooh. Go to Evie Joy music.com. Sorry, just had to throw that in there.
No, that was absolutely perfection. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. This was honestly the highlight of my day. I'm so happy I got to meet you and learn some more about you and your music. I can't wait to go download Furiously and get on your mailing list. So thank you so much for sharing that info.
Thank you so much.
Oh, we're so happy to have you. All right, to round us out for the day, I just want to say a huge thank you to spending time with us. I know that our community is always appreciative of amazing new jams. So thank you so much for sharing your music.
Thanks, guys. You can see the on repeat acoustic on YouTube until the live one comes out, the full official video comes out. 2 weeks.
Awesome. Yay! All right. So I just want to say a huge thank you. We'll round out the day with that last performance. That was amazing. I hope that many of you join us for tomorrow for day 2 of our Tech for Social Impact Summit. And we're so, so happy to have you with us. So hopefully we'll see you there tomorrow starting at, I think, 10:30 a.m. So we'll see you then. Bye, everyone.